For me, every time when I want a place to relieve myself or a place to just have my peace or maybe reconnect with myself, I mostly come to pIAR all the time. All the time when I feel like I want to connect with myself, my true self, I want to find something. That is when I come to pIAR. So it's more than a home. And when I come here, even sometimes when you are leaving, it's very hard for you to leave.
The way I has it here, no. Who are hard to say they were out to feel because Obi Muna Obi Boom Fu Obi. Then easy. So before we back. So we should in school. And I watch any Juma. But many Dianedi and a part of you must say is come on. Near bad time in our vanity, yes, sir. The minima no or don't know. Because Obi P. Qua, Nimi a Syria. Bifia wanting by Nimi a Syria, Boniniha.
I've always wanted to move out of my comfort zone. At first, I was always much afraid to do what I want to do because maybe of what society will say, what family will say, what church will say, because I go to church here. And coming to pIAR has really helped me to just move out of what I wanted to be. All maybe my mind was I was supposed to make clothes, just design and do other things. But pIAR has challenged me that there is more that you can do. Yeah. So pIAR, as you always know, our founder, Va-Bene, and her performances, everything that she does about her is something which is a challenge unto all of us, maybe as a young artist when you are coming up. Because she always makes me feel like there is no boundaries. We don't have any boundaries in anything that you do. So far as you can think of it, it can be possible. So there is nothing, maybe not even societal challenges or societal acceptance or anything. Anything that you set your mind to do, there is no boundary. For me, I see her as a person with no boundary. And if she has been able to do it and she's still doing it, then it means it's possible for any other person and for me to also push. As I'm in residency now, there is a challenge to myself. I have performed before, but it was in a group. That was in 2019 with Sunny Flipsa from Berlin. And that was a group performance. And I have taken it upon myself as I'm in residency now to go outside. Not even indoors. I'm just, someone who has not performed before, and to just push from where a fashion design background to just push outside, to go outside in an open space to perform. That is an evidence. If I don't think it's just easy to just push yourself. That is what pIAR has given. So for me, I say all the time, whenever I wake up, I say by the time I leave pIAR, I will get to know myself more than as I came. But since I came to pIAR, I am ready and I feel so comfortable. I don't even think about people around me anymore because it's like what I want. I have gotten the desire, I've discovered what I want here.
Sunday lunch, it's an open kitchen for everyone. You go to the kitchen to prepare something for yourself, or you can decide to cook for the whole family. Yes, with ingredients and stuffs available in the kitchen. But you can go through the stuffs and see if you have what you want to cook. If you don't have, then you have to get it yourself outside. But if you have it, you can use it.
Let me chip this one in. So there is this friend of mine who is in Accra. I told him that I'll be in residency for 3 months, and he's like, where? How much do you pay? What goes on? And I'm like, no, You don't pay anything. So sometimes he asks me, he calls me and says, what am I? I say, I'm eating breakfast. And he said, oh, I'm eating lunch. Oh, I'm eating dinner. It's like, and you don't pay anything. So you are going to be there for 3 months and someone is going to take care of everything. Water. And sometimes I even say, the washing machine, my clothes are there. Like, they even wash your clothes. And what is that place? So you just listen to it. You just let anybody say you are in residency and you don't do anything. All that you do is to focus on your work. So if it comes to taking care, I think pIAR is doing the most. Va-Bene asks you, and the interaction having with her, it's not easy to go to a place and you see the CEO and bosses, how they founders, how they behave themselves. You won't get the chance to get close to them. But Va-Bene is available when you need her. Just write to her, this and this, and Va-Bene will get to you. And it makes you feel more than you are at peace. All that you need to do is to create. That is what pIAR gives. It gives you the comfort. Just come and create what you are supposed to create as an artist. And I remember this word that Va-Bene told me. Be an artist. Just do what you want to do. Don't chase after don't chase after, I don't know, I just want to quote here, right? Just do what you are supposed to do. The right people will be chasing after you.
I shift from fine arts to a tattoo. So I think the first day I came there, I wasn't settled. So I came and go, and then I became used to the family because all the support, some the love, everything I get in the space. Yeah. Sometimes it's not easy for artists to when you apply online for other residencies. It's not easy to be selected. And then I think if they have this kind of connection with the other organization outside there, it's going to help them to also get access to the space to explore more their ways.
No, being here and then having getting mentorship from pIAR has been a wonderful experience. It's also been like every day I feel is a learning moment for me. My first time here again was a workshop. It's called Radicalizing the Art, I think, if I remember the name properly. And it was organized for queer people. And I identify as a queer person. And so being in a new space and then experiencing other queer people, and usually my encounter with queer people is at parties. So then that's very different kind of vibe. But then staying with other people in community for a whole month, learning new things, it made an impression on me. As a young adult in this country of ours, I've had the opportunity to stay and work at different places, right? I've done a couple of things, I've been around. And one thing you notice is like financial burden, and then you need peace, you need like mental stability to pursue your interests. And it's unfortunate most who are pursuing art, you do not get the support like that. Me like this, I won't get the support at home. And so being able to exist in this space, knowing that I have a place to sleep, I have something to eat, somebody is also making efforts to point me in the right direction.
My dream is to become a great fashion designer and also to support others like the way I got supported from the residency. Whilst I was staying at pIAR, they helped me to become who I am today as a fashion designer, and that's what I'm working on to it and to support my small family.
If somebody has decided to accord their time and their efforts into taking care of you or foreseeing your growth, that is more than enough. That is more than enough. Being here, knowing that you can live an ordinary life as who you are in this country, in the midst of all this turbulence, it's resistance enough. So pIAR has reinforced my belief in the power of art, in the sense that we all consume art in various forms, right? And all these, for our basic socialization, our social education we receive as the average Ghanaian, half of it is through your experience with all these various forms of art. You consume them, you learn. It's pop culture. You're absorbing all the art over there. Even in my time that I've been here, I have seen like it's constantly every day pIAR changes. pIAR undergoes new changes every day. Every single encounter with every artist here forces certain changes to the space. You might not even see it happening like with your eyes, but then you feel every single time it changes. And so I think that approach to growth and its ability to adapt and then be willing to adapt quickly to everybody is a commendable feature of the organization, of the space.
My experience at pIAR has really have a positive impact on me. I was part of the first edition of the residency, which happened in 2019. I came in as an artist for 1 month, and right after the end of my residency, I decided to be a volunteer with the space. But with time, I was given an administrative role. So during my stay at the residency, I really found pIAR as a home, because for me, the understanding of a home has to deal with connectivity and intimacy, a space where you are comfortable, you are solidified, you know that, okay, you have the freedom to explore and do things which can uplift you. It's more like a family that can empower you to bring out your full potential. I think there has been much contribution that the space has offered. One is about having presentations, which normally happens between, or which is an exchange that happens between the locals and the international artists that comes to the space. There are a lot of challenges, but as to how we turn all these challenges to give us something of great value or great result is miraculous. So that edge of not giving up is something that is always there because of things that I've seen and done when I was in the space. So yes, so with all these experiences, it has given me that courage or that boldness to confront things. Once a pIAR member, always a pIAR member.
Let me say, pIAR is not just a residency, but it's even more than a school. Because the kind of thing that we learn here are not being taught in school. I call pIAR my mother because I never believed where I'll be today. And pIAR has really changed me. Today, let me say, upcoming fashion designer and a tester student. And without pIAR, I'm not sure maybe I'll be here today.
For the mentorship part, I didn't have any background in art. I was just in the business field, and then being with my partner, which is an advantage for me because she's an artist, and also being my mentor. So I got to learn a lot from her, and also because of the people who pass through pIAR, the artists who pass through pIAR, each and every month, I feel comfortable at pIAR here, more confidence and more open. It's a place that I'm able to live my life how I want to live life. Like my artistic growth even started here. This is where my art was birthed. So I cannot talk about my art without talking about pIAR. pIAR has really made me bold and confident in ways I even least expected. Because I have my own dysphoria. Like if you say I have Strab's loss, and then it was something that was really an internalized pain that I've been dealing with since childhood. And one thing that pIAR has done for me is to be able to help me come out of this, be able to accept myself, and be able to talk in large gatherings. So we have our Laugh Feast in January, and over 350-400 crowd. Most of the time the MC, and I don't know if I would have ever been able to do this if not coming to a space like this and meeting someone like Va-Bene who always pushes me, brings the confidence in me. And so, and a lot of resistance. We did a workshop here, which Va-Bene facilitated, which was radicalizing the art. That was the wake-up call for me. Yeah, because I realized that the way, like, art is like one of the greatest mediums. You can actually tell our stories without fear of prejudice, without fear of breaking taboos and all that. And I was able to like actually come out of my closet through this workshop. Like it was like that workshop was all I needed in life to start. That was the push. And then through that I was able to do my first performance, which was Kojimo, where I was able to outdoor myself to myself and to society, for me being able to come out to myself and to the world. That is the greatest breakthrough I've been able to have been at here. I can't talk about pIAR without talking about Va-Bene, because she's my mentor, and so she's like, okay, what do you want to do? You present something and she guides you on how you go about it. And then don't wait for validation. Don't think that, okay, once Va-Bene says it's right or once someone says it's right, do it. No, just come out with what you do and then she'll help you shape it. If it even comes to the financial side, we do not have any institutional funding. Everything happening at pIAR is from the director's personal funds, like the salary she received outside from her artistic works. And so, and the kind of dream that we have for pIAR, especially director, I think we need funds from institutions. We need people supporting us to be able to do the kind of works we are doing, because there are a lot of people who need help, and then one person cannot do it. So I think moving forward, for pIAR to get to where it should be, we need funding, we need institutional funding, so we need people supporting us. And also it's just one person, Va-Bene alone being the mentor, being the director, acting up as the founder. At the same time, she has her own practice. It's just one person carrying all this. So I think moving forward, we need similar minds, like we need people like that helping in the future to be able to mentor all these mentees that we have. And we also need money to be able to consider the work that we are doing, because everything happening here is money.
On behalf of them, there's good health, long life, more money, more what?
Performances, more performances,
and the freedom that we are chasing.
Yo, that freedom, we'll get it.
The more of everything.
We love you. Thank you for
Mommy. You are so special.
love.
A good mentor. Each and everyone.
Who is speaking? Reduce it.
If I get
My name is Va-Bene Elikem Fiatsi, also known as crazinisT artist. I work as a multidisciplinary artivist, curator, mentor, philanthropist, art evangelist, and I'm also the founder and artistic director of perfocraZe International Artist Residency. Over the years, I've been working in public spaces, confronting our own realities, our vulnerabilities, the violence that we face as queer people in Ghana, and how people have been silenced on the horrors that are beneath our existence. And that was what motivated me and inspired me to create a space. After working over several years, realizing that we don't have queer art space like this. And I started thinking about how can I create a community? How can I create a space that we can converge, we can discuss, we can be confronted and confront? And how can I create a space that we can actually create a bridge between the queer Ghanaians and the so-called cis hetero families in Ghana? pIAR came as a result of my first public attack in Elmina Castle, where I was almost lynched. So when I survived that in front of a slave castle, I wondered how black people were going to lynch me as a black person in front of a slave castle that was so violent to our black ancestors. And so I started thinking about creating something, and the first confrontation, or the first way I wanted to reconcile with the space, was the return of the slaves performance that I brought over 48 people into the castle to reflect, to contemplate, and to deal with the horrors and all the imaginations of what our ancestors went through. So we stayed in this castle 12 hours, no food, no water, overnight. And that was an intervention that I created in 2015. So since then, I have been looking around and thinking, how can I create that? How can I embody that? How does that become the reality that we can live in a space that we can talk and discuss the discomforts? Because healing in itself comes with confronting our own fears and discomforts. So how can we heal together as a community? And 2016, I happened to attend my first ever European art festival, or my first ever time that I went to Europe to perform as an artist. So 2016 in Switzerland. The salary I was paid in this performance is the reason why we are sitting down here today. I told myself I'm going to invest that money into my dreams. So we started looking for space, and this house, we found it. It looked like a dead home at the time that we found it. Yeah, like a dead home. Like the walls were really deteriorating, the roofing sheets and all the spaces. But I saw something in the space. So I rented only 2 rooms here at that time because I could only afford to rent 2 rooms. And 2017, I started renovating the space. So the residency was launched September 2018 when I got back from Cape Verde. And 2019 was the first batch of artists in residency.
And after my residency in pIAR, I fell in love with the space and decided to stay. I was living in Accra then, but decided to stay in Kumasi and also to support the residency. And I started working as a project manager of the residency. And my position as the project manager now shifts to being part of the board of the residency of perfocraZe International Artist Residency in Kumasi. My breakthrough, I would say, when my work was recognized, like mostly performance. That was the first breakthrough, which I said, performance was not something I even thought about. And I didn't know performance would take me far like that. At the same time, it made me to really, understand and how to connect the other practice which were no more visible by then, by combining and so I think the performance was the main breakthrough at perfocraZe International. I would say that has been part of the courage that carries my art making, and then the energies that has been, you see in my works, were all developed there. Performance was also developed during pIAR. Before pIAR was not known for performance, But during that time was from performance. During pIAR was when I discovered performance, which I never even thought of even making. And I realized that for the whole year, I've been known internationally most to be a performance artist than even the sculpture or installation which I started before even meeting pIAR.
We have never received any cultural funding to run this space. So this is how I kept funding the residency with my artistic salary since 2018. So it's difficult for people who have never been to pIAR or Ghana or many African countries to understand how we make it possible here. Our queerness is not only in our gender, it's not only our sexuality, but it's the way our entire culture operates. The way we think, the way we eat, the way we drink, the way we walk, the way we support each other is in itself queer. However, for us, we work based on urgency. So it's our urgency that sends us onto the street to confront those realities. So it's not just we are doing performance for performance sake. I never had a police protection in Ghana to perform. If I use police in my performance, it's a way of using the police as a statement. pIAR, everything that happens here is an urgency. So we don't have the luxury to provide certain materials or certain
technical support. And artists who do not understand this agency feel so disappointed and feel like they've not been supported enough. You know, we work with very random staff here. The whole team here is unpaid team. All the young people that work with me are mentees. They are people that I am willingly supporting, funding their education, their trade and everything. And in reciprocal, they are supporting the space. So when artists are here, these are some of the people who support artists, take them to places they need to visit, and give them like any support they need. If you visit our open call on the internet, you will realize that we have written more than a book over there. It's a whole thesis you have to read, because we have to be so comprehensive in a way that people can understand what we do, what we offer, and what we cannot offer. So these are some of the challenges, but this is also the way we are trying to resolve the challenges. At pIAR, no artist is paying for their stay. pIAR is free for everyone. The thing that international artists only pay for is the food they eat. So that is all I cannot offer international, not because I don't want to, but I don't have the capacity at this time. And so when pIAR was born, we started encountering attacks from the community because people alleged that we were recruiting children and the youth into homosexuality. And that was so disgusting to hear how they think and believe that sexuality, people can be mentored into sexuality, or people can be recruited into sexuality. I wish that was really true. I would have recruited a president of Ghana into homosexual. If that was true, I would have recruited the entire Ghana to become queer. But queerness is the origin of the universe. When we started facing this kind of friction from the community, I told myself I did not build this space to divide the people. I built a space to bridge a gap between us and our families, to bridge a gap between art and the community, to bridge a gap between the queer people and the society. And that's the true Ghanaian family value, where we can all sit together, eat together, dance together, share stories, share our experiences, be compassionate, be in solidarity, and be empathetic. And above all, be very hospitable and tolerant. This is the Ghanaian family that I knew. So we quickly, in 2020, launched an event called Love Feast. And so the Love Feast bring together both queer and non-queer people into the residency in every January. There is no entrance fee. You only need to register so that we know how many people we are hosting. This year, 2024, we hosted over 450 people. And that is the way we imagine bridging the gap between people and not dividing the family. Soon after that, I started thinking, what are the other alternatives and other ways to create some kind of interaction between the residents and the locals, between the people who live in the house and our neighbors. So I launched another space called our Railway Cinema Gallery. So in this gallery is among the local kiosks or shops that are on the railway. So every Friday and Saturdays we show movies, and it's free to the public. And during the weekdays we show performance recordings or documentations from the residency. Just last 3 days I went to pay for another shop on the railway. So that will be our Studio 2, and my imagination and hope is to convert that into a public studio where we can give those spaces to artists in the residency, so they don't have to just stay home here and work here, but they can go out and work on the railway. And by so doing, they'll be connecting meeting other people aside this bubble. So there are several new projects that I'm working on. As we are faced with a very violent anti-LGBTQ law in Ghana, a bill which seeks to criminalize and to jail trans people, to even jail landlords for renting their houses to queer people, to jail mothers for having queer people and not reporting to the police, to jail even neighbors for having a queer person in your locality and not reporting to the police. It's a witch trial and a witch hunting law. So one of my biggest dream and biggest hope and project is to build our own space. Because if this bill passes or it becomes a law tomorrow, we will be evicted from this house or our landlord will be jailed. But if I have my own space, where these young people who are living with me have a place to sleep, even if the bill is passed and I am jailed, I have a home for people to stay. And this is one of the biggest projects I am working on right now. We've been soliciting for funds to get this done, but it's not easy for crowdfunding. It's never easy. So that is what we are dreaming to build. Secondly, I have also launched a new project called Va-Bene Scholarship and Mentorship Residency Abroad. And this is something that is giving me the biggest joy that I'll be able to do it. And this residency project is to facilitate and support young Ghanaians. So my hope is to support them, fund their trip, and send them to 1 month residency. So I've started with 2 people already, and I'm happy that that is going through. So every year I hope to support at least 2 people. So I want to now be dedicating every 10th of May in supporting people. So this Va-Bene Scholarship and Mentorship Residency Abroad is a tithe. So every year I want to make sure that 10th of my annual income is invested into people to travel abroad for residency, to have other cultural experiences, to have other artistic engagement, and to also learn and unlearn the reality of this world. And so aside the project of building a space for the community and for us, the residency abroad is one of the biggest things that I am determined to see through. Yes. In recent time, I've been thinking about what it means to have a safe space. Many of the spaces that we thought were safe spaces were raided by the police in the last few years. Because the people cannot be home every day. People need to go to school, people need to go here, people need to go here. And some way, somehow, these spaces are being exposed to other violence. I see it as a brave space and not only a safe space. So brave and safer space. And recent time we call it a home of resistance. So it's a home of resistance that is building a lot of capacity and ability for people to resist, to grow stronger, to be able to face some realities and the horrors that await us outside of this home. So I would say it's really a radical home. And myself, it has, in as much as I gave birth to this space, the space is rebirthing me every day. Honestly, the space is rebirthing me every day. I am meeting different human beings every day. I'm experiencing different temperament every day. I'm experiencing different knowledge every day. I'm experiencing different ways of people processing things every day. So it's building me every day to understand that, look, the world is not the same. So this is how I think the space is transforming not only my mentees, but myself.